G'day, how you going? I'm Ianapolis, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video channel where I teach beginners how to paint wickedly good paintings in acrylic. The size of the canvas is 12 inch by 16 inch, but I will put them in the link below as this is a live stream at the moment. And I'll also list the colours that I'm going to use as well. I will get set up now while I get going. And I want to get some craft paint because we need some craft paint. I want to get some retarder. I call it retarder. Yeah, I'm just having, not trouble, but I'm working out the teething problems with this new Sony ZV-1 camera. Sometimes I've had the focus point bit off target and it's pulsating with the focus. So a few videos, I'm mining it out. There are a few videos that will be coming up that might have that in it, but it's only there for a little bit, but bear with it, okay? Bit of retarder. And I'm going to bring you all the way over here once I get started, all right? So I'll get some retarder there and I want my putter on a brush because we are going to have a, where are we? A perfect sky, a beautiful sky. And where's my pencil? It's normally right down here, but for some reason it isn't. Here we go. I thought I lost my pencil. How can you lose something that big, eh? Now we've got our horizon line about halfway there. I'm going to go a tidbit under. So TBU, we'll do a TBU horizon line, a tidbit under halfway. All right, there we go, just like that. All right, now I'm going to bring you all the way over here. I might leave that in arm's reach just in case I need it. I need a bloody holster for that, don't I? Just so in case I need that. And I'm going to bring you all the way over here on the palettes, and I'm going to grab a putter on a brush, which is right here, and I need to mix up my craft paint in all this retarder because I'm going to go right over the whole canvas here. Make sure everything's good. Now I'm going to get this all over the sky. And pick up some more, and I'm going to do the other half. Now this is soft acrylic paint, titanium white. I call it craft paint. It's soft because it's easier to flow, and I'll mix it with the retarder to pretty much make a base for my skies and waters whenever only when I'm going to do some beautiful blending. So there we go. We've got that nicely pushed in there like that. Okay. I'm going to grab some grey. So where's that thing there? I don't want my hand hitting it. I want some grey and I want some cerulean blue. So I'll get some of that onto the palette there as well. Okay, I want to wipe this brush and then pick up the blue first. So we'll get the cerulean blue on both sides of the putter on a brush. We'll come back up here. I want to see, how's that there? That's good. Now I'm going to start at the top, nice and dark. Bring it down to the horizon line, which is there. Boom, 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 boom. Scrape it across, or paint it across. Get it over there, get it over there. Getting it right on there to the horizon line. And then just stroke it left and right like a pure gentleman. Going to have a nice cumulus cloud in this painting today. And some distance. Okay, we've done that. I'm going to pick up some more of that cerulean blue now and come from the bottom of the painting, which is here. Right there. And I want to let it come lighter as it gets to the middle. Just like that. I'm not worried about here because I'm going to have some pockets of land there. So I'm not too worried about that. I want this nice and light as it gets to the middle. See there? I'll come back again, just ironing it out, making it nice and beautiful. Okay, I'll give that brush a wipe. Down here, I've got my mid-tone grey. This adds the atmosphere and the distance within the sphere round shapeness of the sky. I'll put this in the middle. So this is going to go, where's my horizon line? About there. So I want to get this, I'll do the sky half first. So I'm going to come up and let it gradually fade into that blue like that, okay? Now I'm going to come down to the bottom. I'll pick up a little bit more, put it there, and just bring it into the bottom there, just like so. Not as much in the bottom, because the bottom's a reflection. To me, most of your details in this sky, the reflection's just a hint of the sky. We'll get a fan brush and some titanium white. What are you doing now, Ian? Well, what I'm going to do now is create the clouds. So I like to use the good old titanium white for the clouds. So I've got a fan brush. I like to chisel it onto there with the fan brush. And come up here, and we're going to do a beautiful, my horizon line's about here, okay? There. So I'm going to have the clouds and a little bit of land there. So I want to get me cumulus cloud big, flip-flopping it, accumulating around there like that until it's sort of running out of its own steam. There we go. That'll do. Now I've got to get a blending brush, okay, and also a kitchen towel. Now I want to blend the bottom of this down to the atmosphere so it's faded. Down into that atmosphere, down into there. This grey, it's going to pick up colours. It's going to be beautiful once we put the land in front of it. I'm still working at the bottom. These brushes I use for blending, the method of blending the way I blend. If you want to blend the way I do, message me on Facebook and I'll send you some. They're $45 US at this date. And you get the putter on a brush as well. Now I've blended the bottom of that down. See the top bit there? Thank you very much, Chris Duffy, for your super chat donation. Much appreciated, my friend. Now the top here, I'll come in a bit. I want to see here, it looks a bit, this is looking real, but that's looking a bit, it's not quite real. So then we'll get the brush. I dance on, tickle the tops a little bit, like so. Wipe the build up off the brush. And then come around again. Tickle the tops. There we go. I've left it more brighter up here. And this bit here, I want to tickle that top. Because when we add the yumminess, this will add dimension. Now, I've got to clean that fan brush. I'll put that camera there. And reload it because it's full of contaminated paint. All right, so we'll get that cleaned and dried. It's got to be dry because you don't want your paint being watery. And we're going to create the cumulus a bit more. So what I'll do the other half of it first on this side. So we're coming around and flip-flopping it. We've got the body of a cloud there, got some junctionating there. So if anything, this is going to be a really big cumulus cloud in our sky. I'll sit that back in the water. Grabbing the blending brush. Come in there a little bit. And do the same again because we're going to have land in front of this. So blend that down into that grey, into the atmosphere. Look at this, how this just went in front of that. If that ends up staying there, it'll be nice and natural like a cloud's so natural. I'll bring that over there, pulling it down. And the same over here, exactly what I did on the other side. I'm tickling the tops. I'm getting some kind of vibe that you normally get in a cumulus cloud. It's getting a little bit scratchy there, so I'm going to wipe the brush. I hope this isn't being too blurry. Got a bit of glare there. What's going on? There we go. And then we'll blend this again, just to dance those little scratchy marks out. There we go, beautiful. Now I'm going to do the middle bit. That's nice and wet. It's looking lovely. I want to get this up there, about there. Just washing the fan brush, wiping it dry, picking up some more titanium white. And now we want to get the guts of our cumulus. So I want it, it's up here. And I'm going to come from here now. Oh, boom, boom, up there. Try and get some more clean white on your brush. There we go. See how I've sort of got this there? I'm deliberately trying to create that to give that cumulus look that we get in those fluffy billowing clouds. Now the same again. I'm going to grab another blending brush. That one's getting far too dirty. And considering I'm painting live, I need to be more responsive. So I'm pretty much controlling the edge, controlling that edge there against that background cloud. Okay, edge is controlled. I'm wiping the brush. This bit here looks a bit absolutely stupid. Looks like a dog's breakfast, so we'll turn that into pure bullshit and get a lovely cloud going there. And then when we add the yumminess, I want to tickle some of that just to get rid of that weird shape. When we add the yumminess, it's going to create the dimension within this cloud, okay? So here we go. I love this grey pocket right in there. I'm just going to grab another fan brush because that other one's very junked up with paint and it's wet. So here we go. Now the yumminess. What's the yumminess? Some people say. I'll show you. It's just adding vibrant, putting bits of the cloud in front of the other bits, and it's giving it a third dimension. Instead of a 2-dimension now of this cloud being a 2-dimension, which it is at the moment, we're giving it gives it a 3D look. So we're going to bring that in front of there and a bit of yumminess here. Because this is a big cloud, I'm putting quite a lot of yumminess in this and maybe something there. Let's see how we go with that. Now all that yumminess, you just sit down, leaving the vibrancy there, but you sit it into the cloud, and this way you get quite a good looking cloud for acrylic paint. So long as you practice this, you'll know where to put your yumminess, where to put more, where to put less, what kind of shapes you favour over other shapes. I've learnt it over the years what, you know, more or less wear and shapes and stuff like that. And you'll just see this coming into play now of how it's looking more like a I don't like this here. We've got to do something here up there, and that's pretty much it. Beautiful, sexy cumulus cloud that can be dried. What we can do, because we're doing a water scene, boom, 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 back there, I might just put some white glare here. So we'll sort of come along here for the cloud's sake. Something like that. I'm going to grab my putter on a brush and I want to waterify it. Hang on, I'll get a bit more, just something there as well for the waterification parts of it. And just go straight across and waterify that into there. I'm pushing it now against this horizon because it's dried a little bit. I want it there. There we go. And we just waterified that into the water. Now what I will do is give this a quick dry so as we can get the landmass in there. We need a flat brush, simple flat brush, and one of my followers bought me this paint. Where are we? We'll come over here. It's perylene green, and I've never used it before until I got this tube. And my God, you see I've got this in the yellow. It makes all the greens you need. I feel I just love it. Now, I better grab my little tub of water. Just let me fill that up off camera here. I'm supposed to have done that when I set up, but there we go. That's just so as we can get some water. Where are we? Oh, and the yellow. Okay, so we've got some cadmium yellow. Now, I don't want dark. I've got the wrong colour. I've got to slowly add the dark into the light colour till I get the value that I want. I want a very light value out there. That's too light, Barberini. Let's go about there. And if I want it lighter, I can just add some more. I'll put a little bit more. It's just not quite the value I'm after. I want the base reasonably level, so I'm going to grab me bullshit stick. Let's first work out where my horizon is going to go. The bottom is going to go there, right there. I've got to get this there out of the way. So that's where I want to go. I want to get this brush a little bit wet, and I want to get the bottom line into the water there. So just straight across. This bullshit stick is going to give me a nice straight line. That's the sort of line that makes you go, bullshit, that is straight. Okay, there we go. That's a nice straight line, no masking tape needed. And now I just want to do some simple light value mountains out here in the background. I find the colours in this painting are a nice combination, something different. Probably not everyone's cup of tea, but you know, let's get a bit of a mountain there. Not too massive, something there. There we go. So we're just coming along, doing a mountain along the front of this. Out there. Just sweeping underneath that grey paint. Okay, get a little bit more water on there. Beautiful colour this. So this is that cerulean green with some yellow mixed with it. Beautiful. The lovely Noreen Bridgman, thank you very much. Okay, how's that looking? I'll kind of fix that up a bit there. I don't like that. Okay. Now I want to just coming across the water there, making it bit. I'm just dragging it like that, see? Just in the water like so, just under that horizon line, just scratching it in very easily does it. Easily, champ, easy go. Easy does it, tiger. Okay. Just get rid of those brush marks. How's that looking? That's okay. Now what I'm going to do is while I've got that going, I'm picking up some of the titanium white all the way over here now. So it's a lighter value, okay? It's gone like a mint colour, so to speak. And back along here, just get that from the horizon line again and lighten that up. Don't worry if you go above the horizon line because we can turn the brush around and ease that up, but we're going to put some other values up top there. Get that along here. There we go. I'm just blurring that into the water, really. That's all I'm trying to achieve here, getting that reflection blurred in the water. The only time mountains don't reflect in the water is when the sun's gone down on the other side. You've got light up here, but there's no light in the water. I've done a few paintings like that with no reflection, and some people have said I've forgot my reflections, but Hopefully they watch videos like this and hear me say the reasons why they're not there. All right, we've got that looking good. And we'll probably put a bit more of that minty stuff. You can probably, I don't know, sink something from behind like that. See? If you want. And I want to get this a bit straighter now. This is pretty much done. This ain't too much detail here. It's way in the background. Okay. I'm going to wipe the brush and just see if I can blur that a bit more. There we go. Because I could probably get the darker colour if you want and just simply come back in front of it. But you'd have to dry your painting to do that. Mine's wet. Okay. All right. What's next? That's pretty much it. I think I want to get some of that mint colour just because I'm feeling arty. Where is it? Scalloping. Doesn't take much to add this in. Get your scallops there. From the green, here we go. Let's get something on there. Hardly anything's coming off the brush. Mainly in the middle there. Okay, that'll do. The cows are home. All right, what's next? I can give that a bit of a dry. Now I want my flat again, so I'm going to use, I'll use that same flat brush. Let me just do a check how long I've been going for. 30 minutes, pretty cool. So I'm just going to use that same flat brush. And down here, where we have the, I'll get a little bit of lightness in that. That's not black, that's that perylene green. I want just a little light bit. Not too light. I'll just put all those, I've just traced in cahoots with the horizon line. I'll go back over that again. The horizon line's that way, so are all these brush strokes. They're not bending down. Sorry about that camera there. So I pretty much, this is where I want all my darkness. So I'm going to concentrate on the edge, getting the edge perfect first. Okay, like this, all in cahoots. Boom, boom, boom. Over here, and then I'll detail it. Okay, now we'll just simply brush this in. Now, I don't want to hit too heavy because under here, I've got all that retarded paint. And if I push too heavy, I'll virtually bring up all this dark paint. I'll virtually bring up all that light color again. So you've got to be careful, mindful of that, and dry it. At home, you've got enough time to dry it and wait. I'm sort of under the pump here, so I'm going to, if I get a bit of a boo-boo, that's all because I'm under the pump. Check out my links in the description below. There's about 12 of them there. If you like to see what I'm have coming up before everybody else gets a chance to see it, become a patron. There's a Patreon page there. They get to see stuff released way before it's released on YouTube. Okay, now I'm going to grab my deerfoot brush just to get the tops. Deerfoot brush is this stipply type of one. I'll give it a slight wet because I want some of the tops out there scratchy and grassy looking. So I'm just going to hopefully use this. Let's thicken some of that up. So like here, where are we? Let's see. It's too blobby at the moment. I've got to see, I want blobby grass bits all the way across here, scooting out up into the air there. Look at that. What did I put there? I better put this there. I forgot to put something there. get all this. I'm turning the brush around so I'm not getting too much of a pattern. I don't like patterns in my work. Come off the painting there like that. That's looking good. Now over here, just subtly come off here, not too big now because we're further away. I've got a different size deer foot. I might use that. I just don't want that line there, that solid line there. I'm kind of destroying it. I will use the smaller deer foot because I need it on these other sides here. So we're coming along here, right on the top. I want the top grassy, the bottom sharp. Up here, grassy. Turning the brush, getting air in it. Lovely open blades of foliage or whatever it is out there. Don't press too hard, you'll bring the white back from the retarder. How's that looking? Looking okay. Now this big deer foot again, we're still going to use that. I'll just wet it a bit, not too much. Hear that soap noise? If you hear that soapy much, it's too wet. It's frothing. Up the top here, we're going to have some trees, but I want to create roughly the foliage, and I want to have tree windows in it. So I'm going to have like a tree, let's say about how high, about there, that high, about that high, one about this high, that's the bottom of the next one, and probably something out here. So I want some tree windows within that's going right off the painting, and work out where you want your solid bits now to indicate every tree. I'll bring this one down a bit lower. Okay, we're trying to get that leaf look. How much solid? Probably this will be one tree, mainly solid in the guts of it. This one here. This is just a simple way to do a lot of, you know, leaves, I suppose. Working out where I want the dark bits. There we go. Can you see that? Yes, I've got to come to the other side. I'll quickly do the other side now. Okay, so we got some here. Where's this? Put something there, all on his own some. And then we'll kind of come down this way, making these trees here. A few sky windows. Those of you who might not know what a sky window is, it's seeing the sky through the tree foliage, and it's like a window. I only call it that because I heard when I was growing up and learning other artists using that term, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people have carried it on as well. There we go. So much you can do with this, it's fantastic. Now what we've got to do is get the flat brush again that I had, but take that white off it. I'll just wash it. And we can give it a dry too later. We're picking up that paint again, and we just simply want to join. Grab Malcolm, my mouse stick. Some trunks. So where are we? We've got a trunk here. Start within the tree there like that, dab it on, and then come down, make your whatever, boom. Look at that. Let's do another one. Maybe here. Start within it like that, and then come down. Some of them can be fatter than others as you come forward. I will probably detail these trees as I get going, once the video's done. I want to put something right here. This is a big fat one. I'm stamping it on because I feel if I push, I'm going to bring the white up through the paint. So this is a big fatter one. You get the gist of what I'm doing. Some more. Oh, hang on. I'll make that a fork. I don't know what to call this. I forget what I called it in the title, but it's pretty hard to come up with a name for something like this. I did write it there somewhere. More water. I pretty much got to do this to the other side as well. We've just got lots of forky bits coming off. Right off the painting. Yeah, I will detail these trees off camera when I'm finished. At least in the video, you get the gist of what the guru is doing. You need some dead ones there as well. Lots of dead ones. Thicker ones, and the thicker ones are pretty much the ones in front. I might put one about here somewhere. I'll leave that brush there. I'm going to grab my script liner. I want to wet the script liner, jiggle it in some of that paint, and because what else I'm going to do, which there'll be a lot of like ones like this that just didn't make it, get it fat at the bottom. Let's fix this bit here up. Coming all the way up. Boom. I'll fix this up. Twisting it as you go, that way it gets most of the paint off as possible. Yeah, I'm going to fix these up a lot better off camera because I want this painting to be sellable. This painting is for sale. All the paintings I do on my YouTube channel are for sale. There's a link in the description below. It shows you in my Facebook album what's there. And if the painting you want is not available, you can always get prints. Message me on Facebook if you want to purchase anything. Like just a matter of scrum, I just pulled in a little bit of white within that paint just to get that there and that one up there. Let me see how that looked. My hand probably blurred it, but yeah, you get the gist of it. I'll get a bit more of that stuff and probably come in here somewhere, I don't know, just something off there, coming up across there with the black. Get the black with it as well. There we go. Twist your brush. Boom. I'll get the base of this tree slightly just to indicate it's down in the water. It's there. A little bit more where I always say this one here. That one there all the way up, so you're putting it forward from the others. I'm just picking up titanium white just so I can put my autograph on the bottom right hand corner here. Okay, so where's my camera? I'll get him down here. So I want to thank all the patrons that support my Patreon platform every month. It's much appreciated. And like I said, they get to see previews of what's coming up days and up to weeks before it's released on YouTube. So if you want to get those perks that they do, just become a patron. There's my art group page down below in the links, Ianapolis Art Network. Become a member there. Tell me you met me on YouTube to answer the questions, and you can stay connected with me and my social media. All right, we'll whack a frame on this and see how it looks, eh? There we go. That's not too shabby. We've got a silhouette of trees over the water there. We've got distance. It's up to you how you want to detail mountains and reflections and bits and pieces here, but you get the gist of what the guru was doing in this painting. And you know what? I know you can do it. All right, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Beautiful painting, bit of a silhouette scene there over the water, beautiful fluffy clouds. And just be sure to tell your friends if you like what I'm doing on my channel. But if you do not like what I'm doing, well, hey, you go for it. Tell everybody. Goodbye, good luck, and good on you.